So the first thing I do as a ball python breeder is I check in the morning all of our different social media platforms, our emails, and of course our morph market pages to see which inquiries we had overnight. So because we work with different international breeders, sometimes we get inquiries over the night time and we only attend to them in the morning. So it's crucial for us to check all of our different social media platforms as well as our morph market pages to see general inquiries, and of course then change the morph market ads if the animal has been sold. So now the most exciting time of the day is checking the incubator to see which babies hatched out the previous night. So this was a clutch from an OD Fire double-head exantic pied bred to a male exantic pied, and this comes from the MJ line exantic. So we've actually got a nice OD Fire here, and here we've got a, I'm not sure if it's actually a super fire and that the female actually had a parthenogenesis clutch. I'm just going to wait for this animal to shed out, but so far it looks actually that this might be a parthenogenesis animal, just depending on the sex of the snake. So all what we're going to do now is we're going to rinse these babies off, and then we're going to put them in a temporarily setup with some damp paper towel and put them with water basically. So one of the most exciting things is to cut a clutch of eggs. So here we've got an OD yellow-belly fire-pied head clown, and he was bred to a double head for clown pied, one of our original females. So this clutch is actually on day 57, and how we know the eggs are very close to hatching out is if we pull the eggs from each other. As you guys can see, as they separate quite easily. So that's one of the ways we identify a clutch which is ready to hatch out. So let's hope for some clown pieds and clown pied combinations. Okay, so off the bat we've got a pied, looks like a OD yellow-belly pied, which will be posset clown then. So another pied, looks like a OD fire pied, judging from the head stamp it looks like a very high white pied combo. So the third egg, let's see if we can get the clown pied. So far we've got two pieds, which is good odds, but we really want to see some clown pieds. Okay, and here we've got a, looks like a OD Fire yellow-belly head for pied, and then of course it's posset clown as well. I really love the blushing that this animal's got. Let's check the fourth egg here. Got some egg fluid here. Let's see if we can get a clown pied. The clown pieds are probably my favorite combination to date. I really love clown pieds and hatching them out of course as well. So here we've got a very high white pied. So unfortunately I can't see the head now, so that will be able to tell us if it's a clown or not. And as you guys can see, there is some blood, but these animals are very close to hatching out, so this won't affect them too much. But a beautiful pied, and we're not sure if it's a clown or not. We'll be able to check as soon as it shows it shows it dead to us. Okay. There's just I think a OD, just a very nice high quality OD. Okay, two more eggs. Let's see if we can get a definite clown pied. We've got the one which we're not sure about, but let's see if we can get a nice clown pied combo here. Okay, so that's a OD Fire head for pied posset clown. Also a very stunning animal. So the last egg, let's see if if we can get a clown pied. This female actually gave us 2 clown pieds last year, and like I said, I really like the clown pied, so I'd love to see at least one in this clutch. Let's see, I think we missed it here. Yep, but yeah, we've got a yellow belly, head for pied, posset clown. So overall, it's fairly good odds. There's no definite clown in the clutch, but we could have possibly a clown pied, and we'll show you guys in a later video. So part of our daily routine is to check the general conditions and temperatures of the animals. So you guys will see we've got all of these thermometers right across the whole facility, and this is basically just to track our ambient temperatures in the different rooms. So this time of the year we'd like to keep our adult snakes on 28 degrees Celsius in terms of our ambient temperatures, and in a hotspot stays constantly at 51 degrees. So for instance, we just take any tub, we try and do as many as possible. We basically just check the ambient temperature in the tub itself, and we make sure that the hotspots is perfectly fine. So actually what I'm seeing now with this rack, the hotspot might be running too high. So then we check another animal maybe a bit lower down. So here we've got a nice grail female. So in the front of the tub, she's 29 degrees Celsius, and at the back, you can see this is a 51.4 hotspot. So it might be a bit too warm for us. So what we can do is in this rack is maybe adjust the thermostat by 1 degrees, as we'd like to have a 51 degree hotspot and around a 20 degree ambient temperature. So basically the same thing here with our other racks, just basically checking the temperatures. This ambient temperature, or the front part of the animal's enclosure, is actually perfect. It's at 28 degrees, exactly what we want. And if we check the hotspot of the animal, also absolutely perfect. This animal is at 50.9, so it's basically at 51 degrees. So this is just part of our daily routine. Another thing we do is I talk to all of, well, our 2 employees to make sure that we are at the same level or same understanding. If there's any problems with any animals or something we need to attend to, they can always just let me know, and we can dedicate our time and efforts to those certain either problems or to that certain animal. So we've got a system basically where once an animal is sold, we move it out actually from the for sale racks into a separate rack, that we don't actually oversell an animal or sell an animal twice if we actually could just have one in stock. So basically these 3 racks here is all of our for sale hatchlings that we still have left for sale. Some of them are actually some of our holdbacks of the season, but we're going to only sort them out a bit later on. Then these 3 racks here is basically where we sort all of the animals which are sold. So basically we've got, like for instance, we've got Japan animals on this rack. Then we've got some local sales and USA sales in this rack. And then we've got here, we've actually got some Hong Kong orders which needs to go out quite soon. So basically all what we do is we go to the animal wherever it is. And the animal which we're going to take out here is actually a fire lace puzzle. Very stunning animal. Nice little female. So basically all what we're going to do now is take her and her tub and move it to the section where she's going. So these are all of the USA animals which are going out. So we basically sort them according to which country they're going to, and just this helps us to keep track and also to make sure that these animals are feeding extra good. We like to get all of our hatchlings onto frozen forward. That just makes it a lot easier for the client to either feed frozen forward or live. So basically that's our system, and then we also add all of the sold animals onto an Excel spreadsheet. So once the animal has been sold, we actually go and we place all of the sold animals on an Excel spreadsheet. Then we actually send this to the customers as well, that we make sure that both myself and the customers are on the same page, and that we don't actually miss an animal when exporting the snakes. So most of my time actually throughout the day I spend behind the computer. Unfortunately, I can't play the whole day with the snakes. So most of the time we spend actually behind the computer and in the office, just to try and make sure that all of the pictures and the morph market and all of the inquiries are attended to. And that's where I spend most of my time, actually right here behind the computer. Okay guys, so then we end off the day by actually feeding our outside enclosure, or animals in our outside enclosure. Of course, we've got other, not daily operations or daily tasks that we do. We have to actually, once a week, we need to remove all of our garbage that we incurred the whole week. So we actually go to our local dumping site, and that's a weekly process that we have to go through. And of course, there's supplies and everything that we also need to purchase throughout the week. But yeah, so I finish off most of my days by either feeding the caiman lizards or the iguanas. So here we've got our female caiman lizard actually sun basking a bit. So, and these animals are incredible. I've been working with them for around a year now, and I must say I've seen a huge change in personality of them. So awesome animals, and I really must say I enjoy these outside enclosures and working with the animals.